go.
Welcome back, episode 30. I was in the middle of cleaning house before recording this, and I gotta finish cleaning the house. But I'm taking a break to do this. Yeah. As of recording this, episode 29 is not up, but it'll be up later today. On the day that we're recording this, the 19th.
Yeah, I mean, we went on a little break because Caleb had some stuff going on. If you followed the Instagram, you saw I mentioned we were going on a little hiatus. I didn't know why, so I got mad and posted a video of us fighting. so yeah, he's back, and those of you who are watching YouTube, apologies for I think episode 28 or 27.
I was trying to figure out.
It was only 30 minutes. I don't know, but we'll probably just try to keep it a little shorter so that it can have less trouble uploading or something.
That was very random. But yeah, I'm finally back into it.
But yeah, getting that out of the way. Go ahead.
Our temporary co-host is gone.
Hello?
What's up?
Oh, yeah, Sorry, I didn't hear you. I thought you were breaking up, but yeah, Lake is gone. Left Casa de Caleb, right? I think that's how you speak Spanish.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
He's gone.
I cheated off in Spanish.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I cheated in
just
Spanish
like
too.
He is gone, just like JJ's meniscus.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
What's that? Yeah.
But I wanted to mention a couple. I wanted to mention that the men's team just won the gold in basketball in the Olympics, but the women's team also did that. I didn't realize that until I saw Brittany Griner post about how she's like, yeah, my country fought to get me back, so I had to get this gold. I had no idea they were even there.
Yeah, they did win the gold. Man, you know who else won the gold?
Yeah, I mean, what else happened in the Olympics?
Lady, but I think we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we mentioned she's suing a bunch of people for.
Yeah, I know. I seen she was suing a bunch of people for.
She's suing Joe Rogan.
I seen she was suing a bunch of people for calling her a man when she's not. Which I mean, she kind of has the right to. Honestly, I mean, those people are just calling her a man for no reason.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
I mean, it's one thing to like argue.
I didn't know
because
when I first saw
if
it,
she can compete or not, but just straight up calling her a man is crazy.
Well, when I first saw her, the post I saw literally said this is a man, but that's not my fault. It's their fault for saying that shit. But a person that is a man who hasn't shown up for their country, Hassan Reddick. I think we've mentioned it a few times throughout like the past couple months, but not
with the Jets
in
now.
depth. He was traded. Yeah, he's only been there one time, and that was for his introductory press conference. And I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere. I don't know how accurate this is, but the press conference was on April 1st. So when he's like, I'm dedicated to playing and all that shit at the press conference, you shouldn't take it very serious, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, they traded for him, and I've heard two sides to this story. One where it's Hassan's fault, and he agreed that he would play the rest of his contract out, and then they traded for him, and then he took it back, which it seemed like a Jets fan coping type of thing, because I heard it from a Jets fan, but and then everyone else says that Joe Douglas is stupid for trading for someone who he had no intention of extending. What do you think? Who's at fault?
Not the player, Joe Douglas. Whoever the fuck he said his name was, that weird ass name.
Joe Douglas, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's normally a thing that GMs would do. Like, I feel like it would be on the player, no? Like,
No,
because Randy Gregory just did the same thing for the Bucks. Like, he held out and then now he's cut. So, you never know. I think it would be on the player, no?
I don't know, but Hassan Reddick doesn't. Hassan Reddick, I mean, why'd they trade for him if they weren't gonna pay him? That's kind of stupid. That's why he held out on the Eagles. So they
He
should have.
traded for Von Miller and then he didn't pay. We didn't pay him. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, but
Rental.
Hassan Reddick's different.
I guess so, but like the Niners traded for Chase Young in a contract year, and they didn't re-sign him. But I'm mentioning a bunch of mid-season trades, so I guess it's different.
Yeah, I'm like Hassan Reddick.
But yeah,
He's a Pro Bowler, and the whole reason he's holding out right now is because he wants a contract. That's the reason they traded him. So if the team that wanted him, why'd you get him to not give him a contract? Because he's just gonna do the same shit. You should have expected it.
I don't know, but I feel like we're gonna not see him week 1, and then maybe he gets traded or something. I don't know. This is a crazy story, honestly, because Chris Jones, he was holding out last year, but he even like it wasn't like a trade thing. He'd been there and played for them before and stuff, so it's pretty crazy. But that's a good segue into Matthew Judon, who did get traded for, is in a contract year, is looking for a new contract, but is not making it a big deal and is gonna go play for the Falcons. He says, "I have never played here. I'm gonna earn it." That's what he said. What about that Matt Judon trade? I think they traded more for Reddick than they did for Judon as well.
Yeah, man. Fucking Judon's gonna immediately win starting spot there.
Oh yeah, I mean he's basically their only guy. And what sucks is I was kind of low key interested in their D line this year because they had Grady Jarrett, they had Aurora or Corroborable. I don't even know how to say his name. This is the guy that they took over Johnny Newton and all them. But and then they drafted Braylon Trice, who didn't have a great combine, but he was a good name. And I can't remember where he played, but he was supposed to be highly touted. He was like a 3rd-round pick or something like that, but it sucks because he tore his ACL in the first preseason game, right? That probably had a lot to do with trading for Judon.
Yeah, I mean, also Judon probably just wanted out of the Patriots, and honestly, the Falcons aren't bad.
Yeah. It's gonna be weird though if they're bad this year because it's a lot of like Judon's old, Simmons is old. Oh yeah, and they got Justin Simmons. I forgot to mention that. That's interesting. That's a really good safety duo.
That is, I agree.
I think
they got Simmons. Simmons finally got signed, which is cool.
For really cheap too. Like no other team could have done that shit.
I don't know. Like, what the fuck? Was he waiting or something?
Crazy. But the Falcons. I'm still not saying they'll win the division. I'm saying that I think they'll make the playoffs or just barely not make the playoffs. Like they'll be a 10 or 9 win team or something like that. I think Kirk Cousins could underwhelm, and Judon's old.
I feel that, but I mean, I think Judon's still gonna be
Well,
good.
I'm pretty sure. What did he get hurt with last year?
I forgot what he did last year,
injury.
honestly. Was it his knee or something, or a
He
ligament?
was being good until I forget, torn bicep
Damn.
last year.
Bert tore his
Okay.
muscle. That sucks. I remember that, actually.
Oh, you know what? That does suck. But I don't think it was a shit. What did Matt Milano just got hurt as well, and I think it's a similar injury. Matt Milano got hurt last year, yeah, and then now this year in preseason, he tore his fucking bicep in practice. So he's out for the year again, Matt Milano. He's such a good player, and it really sucks for the Bills, man. Like,
Yeah, he is
the
a good
Bills can
player. He's
seemingly
underrated.
never catch a break.
Underrated player. He
Yeah, I
is.
like him. He earned himself an X Factor in Madden this year, so you know he's good. Because that's all that matters. Madden seems to know, like, who's going to be great. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. But another person that got injured for the year, unfortunately, Caleb's boy JJ McCarthy tore his meniscus and had to get surgery to repair it. Probably the better option than letting him go out there and tear it some more. But he is the first round rookie. Is a quarterback? He's the first rookie quarterback since 1967 to be selected in the first round and miss his entire rookie season because of an injury. So that's a really crazy unlucky stat for a crazy lucky dude whose coach was cheating.
Coach was cheating.
He's a fat cheater. And speaking of a fat person, real quick, have you seen Keenan Allen in preseason at all, or any pictures of him?
Yeah, he's gained like 30 pounds or some shit.
He's like 230 pounds. He's a fucking tight end, dude. But
he's ready for it.
He's a big old fat feller now. And speaking of fat fellers, actually he's not very fat, but there's this fucking dude on the Browns, Mike Hall, who just got arrested for a domestic violence incident. And this is like we've talked about some incidents in previous episodes like this, but like, he's a fucking menace. This guy, he's a rookie. He was like the 54th pick in the draft or something, and he's a defensive tackle. Mike Hall for the Browns, and he was arrested like 6 days ago for putting a gun on his fiance's head, dragging her down some stairs and throwing her out of the house and shit with clothes. And it says he also like threw a milk bottle at a kid, or like a medicine bottle or something, and so he's a menace. But he's a rookie, and it's the Browns, and he's still playing. He played like 3 days after he got arrested. So I don't know. I saw a rep of his. He fought like 3 dudes hands away and then got to the running back. It was
Damn, what the fuck?
So the court date hasn't been done because the court date is September 10th, so he might get suspended during the season, but for preseason he's good.
Oh yeah, that would be likely. He might get suspended in the middle of the season.
It's ridiculous. And Rashee Rice still hasn't been suspended. I think the court date for that is like December or something. So
imagine he's innocent.
Who?
Rashee Rice.
Hey, what? He's got video of that shit, dude. Yeah, you seen the video? Bro, it was not good. It was like 2 Lamborghinis came out of nowhere and cut off like this mom.
Damn.
Or some shit. But and it sucks too because this dude Mike Hall who did this, I heard somebody call him the next Aaron Donald, and I was like, okay, now I gotta see this shit because he's evil. So I have it, the Evil's Brown D tackle in the description of the episode. What else we got going on right now? Oh, Nick Cage was cast as John Madden in a new movie.
Yes.
Is that interesting to you?
Yeah, I think he looks like the way his face looks. It works.
He was just in some new movie called like Long Legs. You do it. Do a Madden impression.
I don't know how to do his voice.
Coward. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, that was, people cared about that more than I thought. I heard multiple shows talking about that and shit. I was like, no, none of them were talking about the Steve McNair murder documentary coming out though. is weird.
Oh yeah, we talked about that a couple
But
weeks ago.
we did. RG3 got fired. My article got taken down that I was reading on it.
He got
Pull that
fired
back
for
up, but
posting him and a croissant.
really?
No, that's not why.
Is that what it was?
No.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
No, it's because Jason Kelsey took his spot and he wasn't even really doing anything anyways. So they like mutually parted ways.
Yeah, but he was a really great diversity hire. I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe
thought he
Hendon
was
Hooker
better.
will do
I
that.
thought he was better than the other motherfuckers up there. Like, I mean, people didn't like him or his takes or said he was biased or whatever. But he was better to hear than the other annoying fucks up there.
He is kind of biased, but I feel like he was a little too dramatic for TV. Like, I could see how a producer wouldn't want to hear him talk about, like, swearing and talking suggestively on TV. Because he said some shit. I can't repeat what he said, but you know the one clip, right?
American censor laws are fucking dumb. Be like Germany. They can say whatever.
You know what's funny? On this
TV.
article I'm looking at, there's a shirt that says Germany is calling right next to the RG3.
Dude, because in Germany, they don't censor anything on TV. You can say whatever the hell you want on TV.
That's weird, bro.
That's awesome. I
They
don't
have,
see how
like-
it's weird.
Because they're so mean in Germany. Like, they should definitely be censoring images and stuff that they get on TV there. I bet you when Hitler was on TV there back in the 30s, he was like, oh yeah, tune in, we listening to Hitler. Oh yeah, what's he got to say? Just like people doing with the Trump speeches now. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like stuff was
And I guess, like,
I feel like stuff was more censored when Hitler was in power.
oh, I mean, do you remember? Because I don't.
No, I don't. But I mean, that's an authoritarian government. The government controls what the media runs.
I was thinking about I was thinking about Hitler today, but I was also thinking about, like, it was the roast of Tom Brady. I remember I was watching the roast of Tom Brady, and Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura did like a weird segment where they kind of bombed, and they were just calling Tom Brady like worse than Hitler or some shit, or saying he was Hitler. It was a good bit, but it was not put together as good as it could have been. Because they had like a projector fucking screen behind them, and it was super different than what they normally do.
Sounds stupid.
What else we got? NFL preseason week 2 just happened. Bo Nix has won the starting job for the Broncos, even though he was listed as QB3 a few weeks back, which is great because God bless Bo Nix. That's what they said when he got drafted.
Yeah, Bo Nix was
okay,
looking good. Caleb Williams, he looked good in the pocket. Like, he has good pocket awareness off the bat, which is really promising.
I mean, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be creaming over these Caleb highlights. He's some shit, dude. Like, also, speaking of pocket awareness, did you see the highlights of Drake May versus the Eagles? He got more reps on the second game.
Yeah, Drake May did good.
He had a good highlight where he like moved out of the way of pressure really seamlessly. That was cool. What else happened? Falcons. Oh, this is more to the point of Raheem Morris is a bad coach and he's stupid. He refuses to play Michael Penix anymore during the preseason for some reason, even though there's like 2 more games to go, and Penix
really
did great
good
in his first one. Yeah, but we've seen enough of what we need to see from Mike. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna play him. What is your problem? Give him reps. This is the problem with defensive guys, right? Tua had like what's his name? I was just reading about him earlier.
Did you see that Brian Flores was shitting on Brian Flores earlier?
There you go, Brian Flores. I was forgetting his name. Brian Flores is a defensive guy, but why would he give a shit about developing a quarterback that's like doesn't even use the same hands as him? So, I mean, I feel like Raheem might make a good defense in Atlanta, but Kirk is going to be a quarterback that he doesn't have to do a damn thing with. And then as soon as Kirk is gone, if they do well, he'll stick around. So as soon as Kirk's gone, he's going to have to show, like, hey, I can develop a quarterback. One bad year of Penix with Morris, and I bet he's gone, because Penix should also be ready by the time he starts. And I don't think it'll look like that year one of Penix starting because of Raheem.
Or if they just fire him after this.
Daniel Jones looked like shit.
Yeah, Daniel Jones always looks like shit.
Dude, he had me fooled that one year, man. I was like, oh, you got that Brian Daboll magic, man. He's gonna know how to. Now he's gonna be like a conservative running quarterback that's not gonna be like super turnover prone. But
even in his decent season, he didn't even do that good.
He was just not that bad. Like, and they won. That's what it was. I was like, if he can do this with like a better team, then maybe things can happen. You know what I mean?
That year was a fucking anomaly.
Saquon stayed healthy, and Dable was the new coach, and people didn't know how good he was yet. But yeah, what else? Browns, Vikings, nothing interesting, I don't think, there. Sam Howell did good for the Seahawks in his preseason game.
Saw that.
Jaden Daniels was named the starter for the Commanders, as if there was any confusion on that.
Yeah. Duh.
Mac Jones balled out for the Jaguars. They didn't really play Mac Jones in the first preseason game, but now they did. And he's solidified the backup job.
Oh yeah, I was about to say he won the backup spot.
Yeah, they said he was struggling in camp, so good for him. Rams, Chargers. I don't know a damn thing interesting that's been happening with our preseason except for Jordan Whittington is good, and apparently when we announced the Chargers coming in, they said Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers or something. So they're really riding his meat. Let's see. I am interested to see how Trey Lance did for the Cowboys this second game.
He did good.
Did he?
Yep. Yeah, he
what
played
did
really good.
Back up from the mic just a little bit for me.
Okay.
Gardner Minshew won the job finally. I'm so glad that they decided to go with Gardner, because if they would have gone with Aiden O'Connell, it's just like giving up, really, because that dude sucks.
Man,
I don't know how.
I was about to say, if Gardner didn't win, I don't know what the hell the Raiders would have done.
Yeah, Devontae would be mad, I'm sure, because Gardner. I'm going to talk about Madden here in a little bit, but Madden and Gardner and all, like, it's just we went to the NFC Championship game in a simulation recently with Gardner on the Rams, and so I believe in this man fully now. That's all. So I'm like, let's go. And Aiden, it's just really about Aiden O'Connell sucking. That's really it. Gardner got in the easiest quarterback competition battle ever. It was like when Baker Mayfield went to the Bucs last year, and people were like, "Oh man, is it gonna be Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask? Ooh, who knows?" Kyle Trask has to be one of the stupidest draft picks ever as well. Second round quarterback, right? When they got Brady.
Was he a second round quarterback? I mean, well, he was.
I'm pretty sure.
I remember he was like third or, well, I think he just missed Heisman, like, fucking finalist. Like, he was going to be a Heisman finalist, and he had like a bad, like, last two games, and he fell out from like top 3 to then like number 4. But he was a second round pick. But I mean, he looked good in college. Like, he was in Heisman talks the entire year.
Yeah. This is random. It doesn't really matter, but that reminded me of that for some reason. Colt McCoy is retiring. Don't know if that means anything to you.
Career backup retiring.
It's a shame. Oh, and Josh Dobbs played for the Niners. Let's see how Spencer Rattler did. I heard he didn't do too good.
Well, it's Spencer Rattler. I'm not surprised.
Well, they said he did good in the first one. Like Saints fans want him to be their quarterback of the future.
Because he looks like Patrick Mahomes, but not really.
I don't know about that. I just think he's a younger guy, and they haven't. Like, I was excited when we drafted Stetson Bennett because I was like, imagine he's our franchise guy, and it proves all the doubters wrong. But he might
Yeah,
not even make the roster.
that's what I told you.
Okay, but you also told me Joe Milton was bad.
Yeah, but he's only played in
And
a
you're wrong.
preseason game.
He's elite, and he's gonna win a Super Bowl before Drake May. I bet you.
I don't think either of them are gonna win a Super Bowl anytime soon.
Joe Milton will be the one to dethrone Mahomes. I'm telling you. Madden has him as a 62. That is straight disrespectful, dude. Like, how is Kenny Pickett better than Joe? Why? Why is Kenny Pickett's also better than Daniel Jones on Madden, I think.
Well, that makes sense.
I don't get how Joe's a 62. That's some bullshit, honestly. But I've been playing Madden. I got it early access just so I could play it sooner. It's great. I think because they have to compete with NCAA, it's like its animations are. It feels way less choppy. Like they can process what's happening in the game. Before, like if there was a big huddle of players, a lot of tackling going on, the game would kind of freeze and chop into the next animation. But this one, it's like super smooth. I can bounce off guys, and I can see why I was bouncing off guys instead of just missed stupid tackle animations. And also, Caleb Williams is really fun to play with.
Yeah, Madden. I haven't played it, but I've seen it. It looks a lot better than the last however many Maddens. I haven't played it, so I can't say. But to me, college football still looks like the better game, of course, and of course I'm gonna like the college football game better and everything. But it doesn't look too different. It just looks like it has some slight changes, but overall, Madden looks like an actual playable game now.
They definitely took a little bit from the NCAA game because it feels like there's a lot more gadgety type plays, like a lot more motion and like weird routes out of the backfield that weren't in previous games. Like the Saints playbook. Oh Lord, the Saints playbook feels like an NCAA playbook. It's a bunch of like weird routes and schemed up shit. But I think it's really fun. The franchise mode, they ruined the drafting a little bit though. Like instead of how the drafting menu looked before when you would go to draft a player, now it looks like kind of like a depth chart, and there's just like a bunch of people. You don't see a picture. You don't get to scroll through them, their exact information as easily. It's weird, but I still love it. I'll probably play a little bit here later. I do have a fantasy draft to do at 7 though, so I don't know how much Madden and fantasy I can do. Because last time I did fantasy draft, I was on mushrooms and I could barely pay attention, so it was weird. Hopefully this time I do good.
Yeah. Man. Oh, shit. Craig Jones.
The Craig Jones, shit, I forgot to mention some other things, but I'll mention this real quick. That Craig Jones thing I mentioned a couple weeks back when it was like, it's Craig Jones and he's facing off with Gabby Garcia, this ginormous woman. They had a face off, and then he went and kissed her on the mouth, and in Brazil, I guess that's like way more disrespectful than what Craig thought, because it was funny, but then she like chased him, and she tried to cancel the fight after that, and then didn't cancel it, and then now they made a bet where it was like she gets $1 million if he wins or she wins, and then he said they're gonna collaborate on his OnlyFans if he wins, and he got her with a rear naked choke, so I don't know what that's gonna look like.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought he was weird for that.
He's kind of weird. He says a lot of weird shit. Talks about autism and jerking off and stuff a lot. But I want to talk one more thing or two more NFL things before we start wrapping up a little bit. Stephon Gilmore is a Viking now. They have done a lot with their cornerback room. Like, one of them passed away. One of them was traded to you guys. One of them tore his ACL. Then they signed Gilmore. I think they also cut somebody. But yeah, they've had quite a revamp of that room. And I think Gilmore, and then it's not a bad. I mean, I think he's great, but I don't think he's going to be a good number one option, which is probably going to be what he is there, given the fact they have no other corners. So, but yeah, that's a good spot for him to show off that he's still good.
Yeah.
Good. And you think he'll do good there? What do you think about the Vikings team? Like, how bad do you think they're going to be now?
Well, now that JJ's gone, they probably are going to get like 6 wins or something.
I feel bad for Justin Jefferson, man. He's got to fucking play with Sam Darnold. But
yeah, I feel that.
I don't feel as bad. I don't feel as bad as the person that was sitting next to Gosder Chirillis on a plane yesterday or today at 1 p.m. Jesus, man. Okay, so this guy, Gosder Chirillis, I'm saying that terrible, but he was a 2008 first-round draft pick by the Lions, an offensive lineman, and he was just arrested yesterday for disorderly conduct after allegedly urinating on a passenger on a flight to Dublin, Ireland.
Why would he?
Let's see how big this dude is. I'm gonna look up Gosder Chirillis stats. I can't imagine. Like, what would you do if an NFL lineman was pissing on you?
I would be mad.
That's it? You just sit there mad with piss running down your face?
No.
6'7", 300-pound man. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna like twist his nuts off or some shit.
Good strategy, bro.
Might work.
Yeah. He's a big guy. I wonder why he did that shit, man. What? He must have been drunk. But
probably.
Yeah, that's a wild story. It almost made Shenanigan of the week. We'll get to that here in a bit. But the last thing we did forget in episode 29 to predict UFC 305. That's my bad. I should have had that written down, but we are going to react to the results real quick here. I'll be honest with my picks of the main card. I was mostly wrong. Like, the main card was Carlos Prates versus Li Zhangliang, and Li has been coming off a 2-year layoff from a spinal injury, so that was never going to be in his favor, and then he got knocked out at the end of round 2. It was pretty bad. It was like a right jab and then like a left hook, and he just slapped him on the side of the fence. It was pretty gross, and it feels bad for Lee because the fans have loved Lee since his Hamzat Shemat. Like, is he fighting Hamzat? I can't remember who he was fighting. I think because he was Hamzat's card. I think it was Hamzat versus Nate Diaz, and then Lee was going to fight Tony Ferguson. And then everything happened on that card, and Hamzat fucked it up for everybody, and then Lee had to fight Daniel Rodriguez. Huh?
Hamzat submitted him in 2021.
Yeah, but this is after that, I'm pretty sure, because he was gonna fight Tony, and then Hamzat like missed weight, and so they went Hamzat's fighting Kevin Holland, Nate Diaz is fighting Tony Ferguson, and then Daniel Rodriguez and Li Zhang were fucking made to fight. And then, but Lee had like a suit that was super cool, and he was gonna show it off at the press conference. But Hamzat got the press conference canceled because of missing weight and starting fights. So Lee never got to show off the suit, and then he got robbed, and then he got hurt and never got to show the suit off, and he still didn't for some reason on the last press conference. And it's just like, damn. So fans feel for Lee.
Damn.
And then another guy fans feel for is Tai Tuivasa. Oh yeah, I had Carlos Prates winning, by the way. I wouldn't Lee coming off 2 years. I wouldn't have picked him, but I also picked Jairzinho Rozenstruik to beat Tai Tuivasa because like Ty's just washed now at this point, and he's only good at punching really because Jairzinho was beating him in the kicking, and just like it was a split decision because this one judge gave him a 30-27 for Ty, and it was so egregious that they made that guy leave right after that fight. The judge did not come back. They replaced him for the rest of the card. But
Oh yeah,
Ty fought. Yeah, I'm glad I like when they do that, and with referees, like if there's a really bad stoppage and it's like not a big name referee, they get them the fuck out of there. They're like, you're not doing that again. That was crazy. But Ty fought Jairzinho's kickboxing at a distance fight the whole time, and then eventually got clipped with enough at range to not want to bite down and get in there to get knocked out or try and knock him out. He got distance controlled. That's really it. That happens to a lot of people. That's kind of what happened to Colby and Leon, like where Colby couldn't even shoot because Leon was controlling the distance the whole time, which is not the same because Ty's not shooting, but like distance can shut down anything if you see everything coming and you shut them down. But Ty's on a 5-fight losing streak, so what are the chances he's in bare knuckle next year?
60-40.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if he did get cut and he had to go box, who could he fight? Greg Hardy again. Yeah. Fuck yeah, Greg Hardy again. But Dan Hooker then fought Mateusz Gamrot. And I had Mateusz Gamrot winning because he's like a young up-and-comer, and Dan's had a lot of losses. But Dan Hooker looked so impressive in this fight. His striking was on point. He was hurting Mateusz with everything pretty much. And then, but his wrestling was insane. Like, I didn't think his wrestling would be so good at this age, especially coming off like a broken arm twice. Like, I don't know what that does to you mentally, but to fucking have to sprawl on your arm or whatever, just think things can break like that, especially in wrestling, it could probably not be great for your mindset. But he did great, and he won the split decision. He's gonna be ranked in the top 5 now. Who's somebody you'd like to see Dan Hooker take on? Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje are 2 big names I've been hearing a lot.
Fiziev.
Fiziev?
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually not a bad fight, but what's he ranked at? Hold on. UFC.
I don't know. It's more just a good fight for Fiziev.
Why would you want to give Fiziev the good fight? I mean, I guess I get that he's coming off an injury, but Dan Hooker's like 34, 35 or something. They need to give Dan ideal matchups.
I don't know. I mean, give him Gaethje then.
I feel like they'll do Charles, but yeah, it'll probably be Charles or Gaethje, because I think Charles needs one more win to get to a title fight again, and then Justin needs one more win to not look shitty from getting knocked out by a featherweight. Fiziev is number 8 though, so that's not a terrible matchup. That would be, let's assume Dan Hooker gets number 5 and then Fiziev's 8. But Fiziev did tear his ACL last
remember Fiziev.
Last time we saw him, so there's no telling if he's back or not. I would Beneil Dariush versus Dan Hooker is not bad.
Oh yeah, Dariush just lost recently.
He did, yeah. He got knocked out by Arman Sarukian. That was rough. I think it was his last one was Arman.
Yeah.
Because it was Charles and then Arman, yeah.
Cara France, I was actually right about this dude. I thought he was the shit, and I was like, man, he might win. And I was right.
Yeah, I was wrong about this one too. Actually, I had Steve Urseg, young, tall, powerful guy, and Cara France is like the shortest flyweight in the division, pretty much. So, but I mean, he cracks for sure, and he's a good striker. But like, even the punch that hurt Ursag was like a big looping left hand that was just like swapping from the right hand. Like it wasn't even set up great. It was just dashing forward, swinging, looping. But it dropped him, and then he capitalized, dropped him twice. And then he was like, DC was like, "How are you so powerful?" And then Kai was like, "Oh mate, I'm Maori." And whatever Maori is, I think it's like a Samoan tribe. I googled it, but I don't even know if I'm saying it right. A lot of people were like, "You are not Maori, bro," because he's white. And so, same thing with Izzy and Drakus in the main event. So, this one had a really weird build up. Obviously, I don't know if you know much about the whole who's the real African thing, and Izzy growing up with servants and stuff.
I've seen all that.
Yeah, but this fight was fucking frustrating. I think Drakus was up on the scorecards entirely on the whole fight, and it sucks because Izzy was winning the striking, but Drakus would either push Izzy back and start landing heavy or get a takedown. That was like some bullshit because his takedowns aren't even great either. All he does is like shove his shoulder into your stomach as fast and explosive as he can, and with his physicality and his like strength, he's gonna bulldoze you over. And it's just good timing. It's not even a good shot. But
what if he tries to fight Pereira?
Dude, I don't know that I don't think he can beat Pereira. Because Pereira can stop Jan Blachowicz takedowns, and he's just different, dude. Like Izzy was hitting Drakus the whole time, but Alex hits Drakus. It's just different, dude. He's gonna fuck him up. And his wrestling's not like Ankalaev or Khabib or something. Drakus just he falls into takedowns like a trip while you're running away from him, or a double leg while you're coming into him.
Yeah, man.
And then when you're at range, though, like when he was at range doing Izzy's thing, Izzy was picking him apart pretty much because Drakus has nothing like in that realm for Izzy. But when Izzy like would go backwards, Drakus could hit him because he has longer arms than I really thought. Because
Drakus has bigger arms than you
thought. Maybe that was written down.
Bro, Drakus is large.
He is a very big dude. Yes. Also, Marvin Vettori and this is unrelated to any of that, but Marvin Vettori and Brandon Allen, two ranked middleweight fighters, got into a street fight at the last PFL event, and Marvin got fucking embarrassed, dude. It says that Marvin went to swing at Brandon Allen's teammate and he missed, and then Brandon Allen hit him with a 1-2, and Marvin fell into like a.
That's funny. I don't like Marvin.
And, I just think Marvin's just like the worst middleweight ever, dude. It's ridiculous, huh?
I said I don't like Marvin Vettori, so that's funny.
Yeah, he sucks, dude. Like but he has like a legendary chin at the same time. It's crazy.
Yeah, he does.
I don't have anything else left to talk about except for the shenanigan of the week, bruh.
I don't either, man.
The shenanigan of the week.
So this week that goes to Will Levis for his mayonnaise scented fragrance he's releasing. And the commercial is really funny. He's just dressed all sexy in a white t-shirt, and he's like,
sounds fucking disgusting. It makes me want to vomit.
I don't know, bro. I've been like, do you know Jeremy Fragrances?
Yes.
I've been.
I know who Jeremy Fragrances is, but luckily, well, not luckily.
He's crazy. But before we get going, You got any recommendations for me if I can get a certain player in this draft tonight?
Oh shit, that's tough. Don't get Justin Jefferson. Maybe
Come
Jamar
tomorrow.
Chase.
Maybe that's not a bad pick. Actually, I had Jamar 2 years ago when he got hurt, so I only had him for like half the year. That shit was stupid.
Yeah.
But we'll see what I get.
Jamar, maybe CMC if you're lucky enough to get number 1.
I'm not picking CMC. He's already hurt. CMC's already hurt, dude. I'm not picking him number 1 if I get it. Who would be a good number 1? Tyreek's not bad. I had CD in my brain, but he's not even at camp. CD's not worth number 1 though. I probably won't even get number 1.
CD's probably gonna be like a top 5 pick in most people's draft. I don't know though. I gotta wait.
Well, I'm gonna get out of here because I'm about to get mad at my cousin for changing this time. You don't got work, huh?
Not. I have work tomorrow.
No, I meant my family. It's like this group chat of a bunch of my cousins, and he says changing it to 8 p.m. I said, folks got work. And then I said that, and I'm realizing it's like a bunch of children in this chat. So
That's funny.
They don't have work. My cousins are all a bunch of rich Jewish little children. They don't gotta work until they want to.
That sucks.
But I'm all done. You can go and be with your boyfriends or something. I don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in.
Alright, we'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace out.